Hi, from Teacher Melissa. I'm here to talk to you today about our firemen on VIPKID. First of all, they are really there to help you. They're not there to ignore you. They're not out to get you. They're not trying to make sure you get the IT instead of the student. They really do want to help. But I want to show you some ways that you can help the firemen help you. Ways to get your problems resolved quicker and ways to get them resolved in a way that can benefit you. So, first of all, it's up to you. You can check the latest thing on VIPKID, on the Hutong, on the weekly updates about whether you should contact the firemen if there is a student no-show. Now, I personally do it every time. If it is a trial class, I will wait 3 or 4 minutes before I do a no-show that I'm telling the firemen that they're not there. Now, of course, I'm always clicking on my portal and the other to see if that trial was replaced with another trial, so I'm very careful about that. In a major course class, I always let the firemen know. I click that the student is not there on the fireman button. But here is what I do to really make sure in both of those circumstances and in others that the fireman is able to help me quickly. As soon as I click that fireman button for any reason, I'm typing in the chat box a note to the fireman, and I will type, "Fireman, student has not arrived. I will wait patiently for 15 minutes. Many thanks." And then I enter it in the chat box. So when the fireman comes, they know that I'm waiting. They know I'm patient. They know I'm smiley and happy, and they're willing to help me. I also do the same for major course students. Fireman, student has not arrived in class at 5 minutes. I will wait patiently. Many thanks. And every 5 minutes, I'm going to do that on a major course. Couple reasons. It lets the firemen know as soon as they get on there, oop, wait, we need to check. Did they cancel? Do I need to call mom real quick? It also is a running record on the video playback of the class that I have been in class and I'm letting the firemen know. So it's right there available for all. Now, I do the same thing no matter what I'm clicking on the fireman for. If the student is having IT trouble and I've refreshed the class and I've switched lines and we're still having audio-visual issues, I will click that button to call the fireman, but I am instantly typing in the chat box, "Fireman, please help with student IT issues. I have refreshed the class and I have switched lines." Again, lets the fireman know what I have already done to alleviate the problem if I can. And it's also an actual record within the classroom that I've done those things. So I will let them know that. If the student is misbehaving, now I don't push that student misbehavior button, rarely, because I can usually get that student to behave. So let's say a student is looking at another device, they're playing on their phone, they're watching TV. I'm going to get their attention first for the student. And I'm going to flat out tell them, "Bobby, what are you watching? Can I see?" "Bobby, what are you watching? Does mom know you're watching that?" "Bobby, turn off the television." "Bobby, put down your phone." I'm going to tell them right out. I tell them, big smile, "Can I see? Does mom know?" I'm going to tell them to put it down, put it away, or to stop. "Bobby, stop yelling." "Bobby, that is a disrespectful gesture in America. Do not show me that finger, Bobby. That is rude. Bobby, do not say that word. That word is disrespectful in America. Do not say that word," whatever they're doing. I will tell them not to. Then I will ask if mom is home. That usually gets their attention, especially if they're an older student. And I will tell them, "Go get mom." "Bobby, I want to talk to mom. Where's mom?" Now, if none of that works, I'm clicking the student behavior button. Okay? And I'm typing in the chat box immediately. This is the key to this video. I'm typing, "Fireman, student is making rude gestures to the parent. Please watch playback. I have asked student to stop. Student continues to misbehave." When the fireman clicks on my classroom, they're reading that in an instant. I do not have to wait because the fireman gets on and says, hello, how may I help you? And then I have to take time to do it. I'm giving them that information so they can read it right when they get there. They really appreciate this, I promise you. Plus, if it is an older student that can read most of your English, or at least some of it, when I'm typing in the chat box right away, the student knows exactly what I am reporting them for. Now, it's the same for IT. If I'm typing in the chat box and a parent is coming over trying to help, sometimes they can read my English a little better than they can if I speak it, or they can quickly run it through a translator themselves and it will see. If I type, I cannot hear or see the student, or I'm messaging something about the classroom. So typing it in the chat box, a lot of times my older students will straighten up right away because they know I've reported it. They see it on the screen. So I've even typed, please call the parents. So that will really make a difference when the firemen see it and when the student sees it. Now, sometimes the firemen are super busy. There's things going on in different parts of the United States, different parts of China. They might have a problem with the platform, and they might be really busy. So if it continues and I'm waiting on the firemen, I keep on documenting it in the chat box. So I've already told the fireman, student is yelling, student is playing on a video game, and I have asked the student to stop. So I just keep teaching. I've told the student to stop. I'm not stopping class. I'm still teaching. Bobby, don't look. Okay, Bobby says something rude to me again. I say, Bobby, stop. Do not say that. And I will type in the chat box, fireman, at 10 minutes, Bobby continued to speak disrespectfully. Thank you. And then I keep on teaching. A couple minutes later, Bobby flips me off, whatever. I tell Bobby to stop, and I type in the chat box, fireman, at 15 minutes, Bobby made a rude gesture to the teacher. Thank you for helping. And I keep teaching, but I'm telling the fireman what's going on. It helps the fireman help you, and it documents in the class. Now, if a student, hasn't happened to me yet, but if a student does something like exposes themselves, stands up and starts waving something in your face, pulls down their pants or whatever, it is in the VIPKID regulations, whatever you want to call them, that you are to immediately type in the chat box, fireman, class canceled due to unexpected circumstances. And you can click out of that classroom because you are not supposed to be seeing nudity. They're not supposed to be going to the bathroom right in front of you. Now, if it's a little bitty, they're a 3-year-old and I can't see anything, I've let it go sometimes. But I'm talking about those older kids who think it's funny to take you in the bathroom. You don't have to put up with that, but you still need to tell the firemen what's going on. So I hope these tips help you. And not be so afraid to click those buttons for the firemen. I don't do them willy-nilly. But if I have to call the firemen for something, I'm going to let them know ahead of time why. They will appreciate it. They will help you quickly. I've had problems solved very quickly before the firemen even let me know they were there. They came on and said, I've already contacted the parents. Thank you. Whatever. So it is very helpful. So try out these tips. And don't forget, I've got lots of tips on my YouTube channel, especially my phonics pronunciation tips. Those can be very helpful to you. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe below if you like what you see. Feel free to share it with your friends out there in the online teaching world. I love to help teachers be successful. Thanks.